Gotcha. You're going to say.
But you're going to love it.
Nope. There we go. Good evening, everybody. It's nice to see a lot of people. We are going to begin our meeting. It is 5:32. Today is April 21st. We always start out with, are there any public comments? There being none, I call this meeting to order. We will have invocation and flag salute. I hope I'm not chopping your name up. I'm going to try this. Zephaniah Williams. Did I do good? Awesome. He's a senior at North Little Rock Center of Excellence and the son of Liddell Williams and Miss Teresa Williams.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. If you would please bow your heads for a word of prayer. God, we just thank you for this day that you have given us today, and I just thank you for everyone that is here today, and I thank you for putting them on this earth and letting them be a positive influence to their community and the people around them, and I pray that you continue to strengthen them and give them the ability to continue to be that positive influence, and I just pray today that everyone will feel a sense of comfort today, and that they would be at peace, and that their mind would be at ease, and that you would just bless them as they are on their journey through life. I know it is a struggle in these hard times, but we know that you will make a way, and that is all that we need. And God, we just thank you for everything that you have done for us. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Amen.
You better pray.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm talking about right there.
Honey, I feel better.
Is your parents here with you?
No, ma'am. They were busy today.
That's okay. Thank you.
He's got a church in here.
But Miss Wisnot's here.
Ask him where he's going to college.
Can we ask where you're going to college?
I'm going to Tulsa University.
Awesome.
Outstanding.
I also was accepted into Yale, but I
Oh.
Wow.
Well, all right then. All right.
And Harvard.
In Harvard. Come on now.
And where else were you accepted?
and Harvard.
There you go. And
Don't be shy. Tell it all. Tell it all.
Also got a
Come back, come up here and get the mic.
come on.
And tell them where you got accepted.
You can text Zoe afterwards. I hate your mother.
Thanks, Miss Walker.
I love you, baby. I love you.
I was accepted into Yale and Harvard, and I also got in this school called Rochester Institute of Technology. There I got a scholarship, but I decided not to go there because it wasn't my type of community. But I also was accepted into the University of Colorado, the University of Denver. I was accepted to the school in Fayetteville, University of Arkansas, and
School of Fayetteville.
Everybody go there, keep going.
yeah. And I was also accepted into MIT, and I was also accepted into, let me think.
It's so many.
There is many. That's why I get lost sometimes.
That's
'cause I have a
okay.
list
I
of
mean, we're
things,
here for
but
you.
I believe those are all the ones I can think of off the top of my head right now.
That's a lot to be proud of. That is a lot to be proud of. That's what I'm talking about.
That is awesome.
What a
We
great
have
way
no
to start a
doubt
board
that
meeting.
you don't know how to pray when you get to school, so you're covered on that. Just keep doing it.
Awesome.
Great way to start a board meeting.
Great way to start a board meeting.
Yes.
Ms. Wancom, would you read the vision and mission statement?
Let me find
That
it.
was.
Yeah, we just did.
I know.
Vision statement, world-class schools for world-class students. Mission is the North Little Rock School District and the community will provide for achievement, accountability, assistance, and the necessary assets in the pursuit of Arkansas, in the pursuit of each student's educational success. I apologize.
We
I'm
so
so
okay.
excited up here.
It's okay.
That just
We're just still
did my
excited.
heart
I was
good.
too excited for Zeph. I couldn't read.
Roll call, Ms. Colquitt.
Dr. Redis,
Here.
Ms. Williams,
Here.
Ms. Person West,
Present.
Ms. Temple,
Here.
Ms. Wonka,
Here.
Mr. Still.
There has been a request, so I need a motion to move 5.5 up to 5.1, more or less, to do that first, to amend the agenda, if I can have that motion.
Madam President,
Yes.
I so move that we move 5.5 up to number 4, or 5.1? 5.1.
Second.
It has been moved and properly second that we move 5.5 on the agenda up to 5.1. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So, the first thing that we're gonna do under recognition of people and events is student presentation from Lakewood Elementary School.
And I welcome Miss Logan, the principal of Lakewood Elementary School. And she's going to do some introductions.
I'm going to introduce to y'all Marla Edwards. She is our third grade teacher at Lakewood. She is also our math MCL for grades 3, 4, and 5. These are some wonderful math students, and I'm going to let her take that time to introduce her students.
I have Jakai Stewart,
Yay!
Jacob Bergfeld,
Yay!
and Joy Pfeiffer. And we just wanted to show a little bit about how we work on math fact fluency at Lakewood Elementary. So we know that to have fluency, we need to have conceptual understanding. So first, we work with things we can use in our hands, right? And we learn about multiplication in third grade for the first time. And we work with our hands, and then we start learning what groups mean, equal groups, and from there we learn about multiplication. And before we ask our students to learn to memorize their multiplication facts like many of us were just told to do, we realize that if they don't understand what multiplication is, that the memorization means nothing. So we first, again, work with our hands, we move to models, and then we use our math skills. But we like to do about 3 different things to help us memorize our math facts. So we start with skip counting. So if we can memorize our skip counting, then we can use that strategy to help us when we start learning our facts. So you guys want to help me sing our 9s song? Okay.
All right.
Okay, I'll stand here and use my hands, okay?
9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72, 81, and 90. 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72, 81, and 90.
Very good. They always keep me on track because they know I forget lots of stuff. So it's good I have them. The next thing we do is use our curriculum, Eureka Math, to work on those multiplication facts we talked about. And so we often take these exercises called sprints. So you get 1 minute to do as many problems as you can. And the goal is not that we finish, is it?
No.
Can one of you tell me what the goal is?
To get as many as you can in 1 minute and try your best not to rush and take your time.
Very good. And then we do it again on side B. Why do we do it twice, do you think?
To improve from side A.
Very good, right? Because we're always just trying to get better and maybe even learn from some mistakes sometimes, right? Okay, so let's take just a 30-second sprint today because you guys are so good at your nines. All right. Ready? Pencils ready? Go. Time's up. Okay, quickly talk to your neighbor about how many you made, if you made any mistakes, and then set your goal for side B. Go.
So I actually got 10 on the first. It was a little hard to memorize all of them because once you get done with the first one, it's the same thing. You might get tricked because you're not paying attention to the other side, and it was really hard.
It was hard. Are we ready to improve for side B? Did you set your goal?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, we're going to just pretend we did side B. Okay? For time's sake, are we good? You guys are awesome. All right.
Good job.
So then the next thing that we do is in the second semester of each year, we have a program at Lakewood called Math Fact Masters. And it obviously has to do with martial arts. It's an incentive program that if they earn their belts, then they get to go to an incentive where they learn some martial arts, they get some kind of treat, and we do a sort of activity. So what was our last activity? Do you remember?
Yes.
Say it, Joy.
We pat the teacher in the face.
Yeah, I got a few pies in my face last week. And I was not counting on so many students earning those belts to get that many. I had 8 pies in the face.
Wow.
Yes. So, but we use our Math Fact Masters as an incentive, as I said, to help motivate to get those multiplication facts memorized. It is one of our 3rd grade standards, right, that we have to know our math facts. So you want to show them a little martial arts? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Feet apart. Ready? Guard up. And block. Punch. Reverse punch. Knee. Kick. High block. Good. Heel strike. Bow and arrow. Elbow smash. New ones. Thrust kick. Together and side kick. Together.
Yes, ma'am.
Good job, Lakewood.
Thank you very much.
Are your parents here with you? Yes. Would you would you stand? Thank you. Awesome.
Great
Thank
job.
you, guys. Next, we will have special recognition. Mr. Barnes.
Good evening, board members and the community. We'll first recognize North Little Rock Varsity Cheer. The North Little Rock Varsity Cheer competitive squad is the 2-time 6A state champs. Led by 11 seniors, this squad swept through the fall competition season, winning honors like Best Pyramid, Grand Champs, Top Stunts, Top Pyramid, Best Cheer, Best Use of Tumbling, and Best Use of Stunts. It's not easy to be on this squad. It's all hard work, and with all the flips, stunts, hours-long practices, and then having to cheer at games, you're bound to have a few injuries. This team at times had to scramble to rely on alternates to take on the load and to perform at a very high level. This squad went to Florida to nationals, and they finished 18th in the country out of more than 100 teams. The North Little Rock varsity cheer squad includes the following: Madison Alford, Anna Baggett, Savannah Bjork, Corbin Colley, McKenna Kism, Abby Crump, Leah Edwards, Julia French, Tyra Green, Harlan Hogan, Caroline Jolly, Mia Jones, Haley Jordan, Amaya Kendall, Tori Moody, Julia Roberts, Marisol Sella, Olivia Stuckey, Abby Schaefer, Tara Newton, Akaya Brown, Cameron Cottrell, Carson Henson, Emma Dill, and Revel Hogan. And Missy Sella serves as the cheer coach.
All right. All right.
Congratulations.
Best cheer team ever.
Tall ones in the back.
Stand up here on the back.
Coach.
Stand up. Y'all can stand up on the, go, yeah.
Coach.
Get it right, Sister Lord.
Great. Great job.
Good job, ladies.
Good job.
Good job,
Congratulations.
ladies.
One by one.
Where the parents?
Thank you, sorry.
I thought so.
I'm sorry. Did any of you guys bring your parents with you?
They drove.
Honey, they are gone.
I didn't think so.
Dr. Paluski meets with many groups as he is seeking ways to improve the district for the students and staff of the North Little Rock School District. However, I have a feeling that his favorite meeting occurs every second Wednesday of the month. No offense, board members. Every second Wednesday of the month, Dr. Paluski meets with the Superintendent Student Advisory Council. This is made up of 9 students from our secondary campuses. Dr. P treats these students for lunch in this room, and they tell it like it is, respectfully, of course. The meeting started in November, and they were asked a series of questions like, what do you like about your school? What areas do there need to be improvements? What do your friends say about your school? These students candidly and eloquently provide their perspective and then offer solutions to enhance the student experience for everyone at every school. These students were recommended by an administrator or a teacher. We will meet the final time of this school year next week. Join me in saluting the 21-22 Student Advisory Council. 6th grader Malik Grays. 7th grader Faith Toombs. 8th grader J.D. Smith. North Little Rock High School freshman Emily Pays Estrada. COE sophomore Marlon Herrera. COE junior Marquise Roberts. North Little Rock High School senior Manjobin Kerr. And COE senior AJ Piper.
Now, I know all of you didn't drive, so is your parents here with you? If you are, if you'd stand, we want to recognize you as well. Thank you.
Let's take a picture with them, don't they? Let's take a picture with the parents.
And with their parents.
Good job.
Fred.
Yeah. Great picture. Great.
Back in February, Autumn Mackenzie Dellinger, a junior at North Little Rock High School, issued a clarion call asking for volunteers to help clean the historic and beautiful Old Main building. She made it a project for National Honor Society. She created a sign-up form for people to submit their names, and it gained a lot of traction on social media. More than 24 students, alumni, and community members showed up to take part in this endeavor. Mackenzie was also presented with the History Hero Award from the North Little Rock History Commission. Join me in saluting Mackenzie Dillinger.
Now, I know that you are old enough to drive, but do you have family here? You have your parents here? Yes. If you would stand, come on down.
Miss Woody? I just have to say real quick, Miss Woody, I think this is your niece. Miss Woody was my son's 5th grade teacher at Crystal Hill Elementary.
Great.
And we have one of our superintendent student advisory council members that just came, so we want to recognize her. This is our North Little Rock High School freshman, Emily Paez Estrada.
Parents here.
Did your parents come with you? Okay.
Congratulations.
She's
Great
one of
job.
those who candidly tells you, how's it going? Yeah. Miss Leslie Krebs, a journalism teacher and yearbook advisor at North Little Rock High School, and Kaden Jones, a senior assistant yearbook editor, are here to be recognized for achievement for the school's 2021 yearbook. Legacy Yearbook 2021 has been chosen as an outstanding example of creativity and journalistic excellence. The book is featured in the national publication Possibilities, published by Walsworth Yearbooks, to provide schools around the country examples of excellence in design, themes, and covers for yearbooks. Ms. Krebs has been the yearbook advisor for the past 8 years and brings expertise from her first career in printing and publishing. Legacy Yearbook is a completely student-produced publication, and under Ms. Krebs' guidance has garnered several awards and has been placed in the Walsworth Yearbooks of Gallery of Excellence 5 of the past 6 years. Ms. Krebs is proud to have been a part of the long-standing tradition of yearbook production at North Little Rock High School.
Is that parents here? She's a teenager.
Are your parents here with you?
Oh, no, ma'am.
Okay.
You drive.
Thank y'all.
The North Rock Middle School Golden Girls Ensemble competed in the prestigious Region 2 Choral Performance Assessment last month at Sylvan Hills High School, where they earned superior ratings of 98, 95, and 91 from each of the 3 judges. The Golden Girls Ensemble includes the following: Avery Beach, May Grady, Maddie Graves, Janiyah Harris, Anastasia Lewis, Daisy Shelley, Jaleesa Walker, AJ Gray, who also qualified for all regions solo competition, Lily Johnson, Rakaya Mosby, Zion Williams, and Quineria Winston. Their music teacher is Miss Tina McGrew. And they are going to bless us with some music at this time.
I'll tell you a little bit about the song. It's called Sing From Your Heart, and it was written by a lady for Music in Our Schools Month, which is a nationwide music celebration in the month of March. And I found it, I think, 2 years ago in 2020, and I just fell in love with it. So we all just learned it together. This isn't our competition song. Our competition was very classical, straight-laced, but they did a phenomenal job. This is a fun song, and I decided to teach them sign language because as a 7th grader, I loved doing sign language. It was just the thing back in the 80s and the 70s. We just all did sign language. In class, I told them I got in trouble because I was talking too much. But I was signing. So they're going to bless you with Sing From Your Heart. Sorry, Bluetooth on.
You sound good.
There's a song that's living deep inside me. There's a voice that's longing to be set free. I've gotta find it now, I've gotta give it all I've got. Gonna lose myself inside the music. Gonna feel the rhythm, gonna use it. This is my chance I have to take, this is my shot. Let it out. Sing from your heart with all of your power. Sing with the fire that knows no fear. Sing with your voice, your song for the world to hear. I may be one, but I am one of many. And we can make a sound as big as any. And if we rise as one, I know that we're gonna shine. I may be young, but I am getting stronger. I got a dream that won't wait any longer. I feel it in my bones to say this is my time. Shake off your doubts within, let it out. Sing from your heart with all of your power. Sing with the fire that knows no fear. Sing with your voice, your song for the world to hear. Sing from your heart with all of your power. Sing with the fire that knows no fear. Sing with your voice, your song for the world to hear.
Hello and thank you for having us. We're the Golden Girls and Guy from North Rock Middle School.
7th and 8th grade campus under the direction of Miss Tina McGrew. There's a light inside, light inside, light inside. There's a light inside, light inside, light inside. Sing from your heart. There's a light sing with the fire. Sing with your voice. Light inside. Sing from your heart. Sing with the fire. Sing with your voice inside of you. Sing from your heart with all of your power. Sing with the fire that knows no fear. Sing with your voice, your song for the world to hear. Sing from your heart with all of your power. Sing with the fire that knows no fear. Sing with your voice, your song for the world to hear. Your song for the world to hear.
Thank you, parents. I see you leaving. Thank you, parents.
Parents here.
They were walking.
Thank you so much.
I already said it.
They get up and go out.
Yes, I will.
A little squiggly touch. It is cold.
I know. I'm about to freeze. Look.
Our first superintendent's honor roll recipient tonight is Mrs. Elizabeth McMahon, who is a special education reading teacher at the 7th and 8th grade campus. She was recommended to receive this by Ms. Leanne Alexander, who is the Executive Director of Special Services. Ms. Alexander wrote the following. She said, Elizabeth has been in the North Little Rock School District for 23 years. She is an outstanding special education teacher who goes above and beyond and has sponsored Special Olympics and the Student Council in addition to her teaching duties. But her most impressive accomplishment recently is the gains that her students have made in reading in just 1 year. In a recent email, she sent me the following. NLRMS students recently completed the NWEA testing for this spring, and I couldn't be more proud of my student scores and the gains they made in just 1 year. After evaluating my students' data, it is obvious that the Wilson Intensive is truly making a difference in their education. Therefore, I would like to personally thank each and every one of you for allowing me to be a part of this wonderful program. Data doesn't lie, so I have attached my scores for this school year. My students rock. In her data, 100% of her 8th grade students grew at an average of 9.14 points, and 85%.
Wow, that's good.
And 85% of her students grew at the 7th grade level at an average of 8.5 points. Elizabeth McMahon has consistently increased their reading scores of special education students even as far back as the days when we used Read 180. I am very proud to recommend her to receive the Superintendent's Honor Roll for outstanding contribution to our special education reading program.
Can we expand her role a little bit?
No. Is a mother here?
She would talk too much.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Her husband's here.
Okay.
Thank you.
Who's your husband?
Our next Superintendent's Honor Roll recipient is Mrs. Sonia Strickland Preston, who's an HR generalist in the Human Resources Department. She was recommended by her supervisor, Jacob Smith, Executive Director of Human Resources.
Sonia.
Mr. Smith wrote the following. He says, Sonia Strickland Preston is a true blessing to the North Little Rock School District, the Human Resources Department, and me. Her professionalism, positive attitude, and willingness to go the extra mile are genuinely appreciated at all levels of our organization. Employees like her help the district succeed and carry us further along our journey and to greater heights. Sonia is an individual that you can turn loose on any problem, and she is going to fix the problem and make the process better, even if it were not part of the original task. My department recently went digital with our hiring process, and we have already begun receiving feedback about how seamless the process and interaction was, and how Sonia has been willing to answer all questions skillfully and professionally. Sonia has been instrumental to human resources as a whole, but she has also made sure I am never out of the loop on information, so I am always making the most informed decision. In handling the interactions with our staff, Sonia treats everyone with the same passion and dedication she would to her own family. Her work ethic is truly admirable. Sonia's strong communication skills and proactive approach have gone a long way in maintaining team relations and completing project milestones on time. I truly appreciate Sonia's efforts over the years I have worked with her, and I appreciate how she is always attempting to enhance our company culture, get acquainted with our staff, and meet our strategic goals. Sonia's willingness to work extra hours and her friendly attitude toward coworkers are genuinely praiseworthy. Working with Sonia is a privilege, and I wish her a long and successful career.
Missed that one.
Miss Sonia, did you drive yourself here?
Are your parents here?
Next, we are down to the Parent North Star and the Great Rising Adult Youth Recognition by Miss Crystal Barker.
Good evening.
Good evening.
President, Board, Dr. Paluski, North Little Rock community. Our April North Star recipient is no stranger to our Boone Park family. She has been a parent of Boone Park for over 2 years. She has 2 scholars, 2nd grade and pre-K. Our recipient was nominated for this recognition because she is consistent and she loves Boone Park. She makes sure that her scholars have what they need to be successful every day. She is engaged with the students, teachers, and Boone Park staff. She is very understanding and very kind. She is dedicated to supporting the hopes and dreams of all students, definitely her scholars. She tells the staff how many years until her younger children will be at Boone Park with joy and excitement. Her students are neat scholars, never ever absent or tardy. And they love family nights. No matter if she's in the car line, at parent night, parent-teacher conference, Zoom call, or simply dropping off dozens of chocolate chip cookies and peanut butter cookies for the staff. She's always the same, present and pleasant. And for that, we appreciate her dedication to Boone Park Elementary. She was nominated by our PEP, Christian Valley, who is here with her. So Dr. Paluski, Board, North Little Rock staff, help me salute our April Parent North Star, Penny Gonzalez.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Our April Great Rising recipient has such a pleasant spirit. When the flyer went out asking for mentors to join the Charging Up group, our recipient was an attendee at the first session. When I asked him, what school do you want to work with? He stated, I just want to help. Our recipient mentors at the Academy as we are striving to build a thriving program. Our recipient is an instructor in the Department of Sociology and Anthropology at Hendrix College in Conway. He is so vested in what we're striving to do through the Charging Up Mentoring Program that he invited me to be a guest speaker with his students, requesting that because they've requested to learn more about being involved in the community. And he stated, hoping that many will join our Charging Up program. Board, North Little staff, Dr. Paluski, I can say a whole lot about this gentleman because his record is very long, but the biggest thing is he cares and he wants to be a part and help our students. He didn't know, I've been trying to reached him about, an hour before this meeting. He said, absolutely, Ms. Barker, if it's for mentoring, I can be there. So help me congratulate Eric Axe, our mentor for April Great Rising recipient. He thought he was coming to talk about it, y'all, but
Thank you. All righty. It's empty. Executive closed session per North Florida School District Policy 1.14A stating that private or closed discussions by the board may occur as part of a regular or special board meeting. Executive sessions may be held only for the purpose of considering employment, appointment, promotion, demotion, disciplining, or resignation of an employee, or to discuss matters of pupil punishment if requested by the parent or legal guardian. No resolution, agreement, or motion considered in executive session shall be legally binding unless the board reconvenes in public session and presents the item for vote of the membership. Further, Arkansas Code Title 25, Chapter 19, Section 106, 2C1 states, the specific purpose of the executive session shall be announced in public before going into executive session. Please join me in executive closed session for discussing the following matters: employment, appointment, promotion, resignation of employees. One.
Oh, I thought you had already signed it.
Uh-uh.
Okay.
All righty.
I'm sorry, I thought I saw you had that one.
All righty. We are back in session.
Do you celebrate?
We are down to board member and superintendent involvement. Board member involvement. Anybody? I did attend the Chamber of Commerce 37th annual meeting, April 5th. And Lord's will, and everything goes great with physical therapy tomorrow, I'll be attending the Night of Honors tomorrow night, and I'm looking forward to that.
Yes.
Who's next?
It don't matter.
Oh, okay. Amboy Pancake Breakfast was a neighborhood event. We had different people out to buy pancakes and sit down fellowship. And we had Mayor Hardwick and Dr. Paluski as our celebrity chefs. You heard what I said, man. I made it, you know, it was very fancy. And he was also assistant on the buffet line. He did a very good job, and he made our neighborhood paper, and I forgot that, but I will bring that and give that to him. April 5th, the North Little Rock Chamber Commerce Dinner. Also, last night, Arkansas Women's Hall of Fame, which was very nice, and we also had one of our students that was acting as the escort, Jaden Wisnat. That was the escort. She did a really good job, and she was the escort for Sissy's, as in Sissy's Log Cabin. And I just said it'd be nice if she gave her a little pendant. And then we have Night of Honors tomorrow, so. I'm done.
Anybody else?
Oh, you didn't, what about you, Ms. Wilson?
You know I don't like saying all that, but I was at the middle school cleanup and I did the commerce dinner as well. I'm sorry, sis. I didn't drop that. But go ahead.
Okay, we attended the chamber to hear the governor speak, and then that's North Rock Chamber, and I donated to the homeless North Rock School District Homeless Center, and then attended Arkansas Women Hall of Fame, which is very nice, and congratulations to Ms. Carla and Stan Whitnett. Their daughter was recognized, and she was in the program. Very sharp, smart young lady. She's gonna be a topologist, whatever that is, and made North Rock very proud because we had student representation, so we're doing great things here on the north side. Thank you.
All right. Anybody else?
I visited Indian Hills, just hadn't been up there in a little while, and we'll go back. Went to Dark Hollow Community Corporation's meeting where they wanted information on possible redistricting. They seem to feel there's an issue. That's the community where the community is split in the middle and down the street, where one side of the community's children go to Lakewood, the other side go to 7th Street. So they wanted some information on that. And unfortunately, the young man who was killed and attended his funeral service.
Okay.
Superintendent?
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. I'm gonna go fast. March 30th, I had the opportunity to attend Bentonville High School for the all-day science of reading training for superintendents. On March 31st, Mrs. Temple and I had the opportunity to visit some schools, so I appreciated that. On April the 1st was Autism Awareness. I know Miss Alexander, I had an opportunity with the softball team to recognize and bring awareness to autism. I appreciate that. On the 4th of April, our superintendent staff advisory, in which we did finalize a draft for the cell phone policy. On the 5th, I did attend with other board members the 37th Annual Chamber of Commerce dinner. Ms. Wonka, Ms. Williams, Ms. Person West, and Dr. Redis. On April the 6th is my annual meeting, monthly meeting rather, with the mayor and his staff. On the 8th, I had an opportunity to attend the Shorter College Job college fair, in which we had students from the COE, the high school, and the academy that were accepted on the spot to go to Shorter College.
Awesome.
And so,
Awesome.
yes, we're opening up access, and in fact, I'll just go to what's going to come up in just one moment with Shorter College. On the 9th, I had the opportunity to attend Amboy Breakfast at Miss Person West. I also did attend, Miss Wonkum was at the 7th and 8th grade cleanup. I appreciate that. On April 14th, I had the pleasure to visit Camp Robinson right here in our backyard. I want to commend Colonel Stanger, Colonel Land, and General Penn himself for a tour. Also, I want to do a special thanks to the 77th Theater Aviation Brigade that gave me the pleasure to ride in a Black Hawk helicopter. And yes,
Nice.
and we got to tour over North Little Rock High School. And I have some unique pictures, and I'm very thankful for that opportunity and the partnership that we want to develop right here. On the 16th, I had the opportunity, our Salvation Army, I want to recognize Mrs. Lori Smith. She had led that. We had some other members of our executive team that were there. It was a great community event, although it was raining. That was on the 16th. On the 18th, our PTA meeting. On the 20th, last night, the Arkansas Women's Hall of Fame I attended as well. And then also yesterday, I had an opportunity with Jerome Green at Shorter College, Dr. Green, to do a quick video. They're having a second college fair, which is called Bulldog Fest, which is going to be on the 9th. So we're encouraging our students to come. Financial aid is available. Again, there's some minimal requirement, not minimal, but they can waive some requirements, such as the ACT. And Dr. Green is dedicated to providing on-site registration and acceptance letters. And then finally today, CS Puentes was an opportunity in North Little Rock where I attended and recognized the last 3 mayors, but also importantly, it did recognize Miss Touchstone, thank you. One of our former employees, she was recognized for her dedication and her work and service to our community. I wanted to recognize her as well.
Awesome. Very good. All righty, we're down to number 8, CPPC monthly report and LPPC monthly report. We'll first have classified personnel, Mr. Williams. Nope, okay. Licensed personnel, Ms. Jackson.
Substituting Miss Barker.
Yes.
Welcome, Miss Barker.
Thank you.
Welcome, Ms. Barker.
Madam President, Superintendent, members of the board, I'll be taking over for Miss Jackson. She's officially on leave now. So, not a lot has happened, which is our meetings got, because of spring break, kind of off kilter a little bit. So there's been a lot of time between we're meeting Monday of next week. So last time we spoke about the counselor proposal, switching counselors instead of having to do overtime and those extra days. We've got that final draft coming to us on Monday, hopefully for approval to come to you next month before next school year. We discussed a social media policy and found that the complaints that we've been seeing are more of an HR jurisdiction, and that policy is sufficient there. We also discussed retention plan language and resolution. That is also coming to us Monday, and it's near to final form to come to y'all before the end of the year as well. And then on our next meeting, which will be Monday, again, we're finalizing that counselor contract. The retention, we are going to be sending out a teacher retention survey, which we discussed during the salary schedule proposal, asking why our teachers are leaving. Is it pay? Is it benefits? Is it culture? Those kind of things coming from our committee. Because we've addressed pay, not in full, but we have addressed it. And so what other pieces do we need to attack for next year? We also had a policy workshop to discuss bereavement and our sign-in and sign-out procedures. There was some inconsistency between classified and licensed, and so again, committee will vote on Monday and hopefully bring you a more consistent policy for next month. That is all that I have for you. Do you have any questions for me?
No.
Okay.
Good.
Good report.
Thank you, Ms.
Thank you.
Barker.
Great
Thank you.
report.
Thank you very much.
All right, information items, 9.1, 2022 summer program overview.
So I'd like to welcome both of our executive directors, Mrs. Lori Smith, Dr. Sharisa White, and Mrs. Alexander are going to give you a very high overview of our summer learning program that we're gearing up towards. So I will
Thank
turn
you.
it
Good
over.
evening, Madam President, board members, and Dr. Paluski. We are here to do a quick overview of our summer program. A lot of this is going to look familiar because we're kind of modeling what we did last year. So first of all, our goals, is that? Oh, okay. So our goals are to provide students, obviously, with a range of opportunities to improve their academic success, to provide students with targeted intervention in order to mitigate learning loss, and then also to work with them on their social emotional learning, along with wraparound supports necessary for summer learning engagement. So I will speak to the elementary. We have Camp Learn a Lot this year. Last year we did a learning luau. This year we're going camping. So I just think that gives some fun for the teachers and the students to really become engaged in the summer activities. So the proposed timelines, this year we are doing it a little bit differently. We're going to have 6 campus sites, and then we have 2 hub sites, so a total of 6. So Glenview, Meadow Park, Ridge Road, 7th are hosting their own individual summer school, and then we have what we call hub campuses. So Lakewood will host Indian Hills and Crestwood, and Boone Park will host Amboy. Based on numbers last year and the students that were served, this we felt like was a better way to strategically place it so that we're using our money efficiently. If you will. And so, again, we looked at numbers from last year, and those were the campuses that we could potentially hub together. Summer school for elementary will run from Tuesday, June 7th, and I know that's kind of strange, but June professional development for our teachers starts June 1, and they have 4 days of professional development, which puts it through June 6th. And so our summer school will start on June 7th, and it will run through July 7th. It's 18 days this year. We will be off Monday, July 4th. We will run a Monday through Thursday schedule. Students will arrive, or classes actually will start with 7:50 to 12:50. That comes around to about 72 hours of instructions. And again, I just put in there location subject to change based on registration, but we're not getting a super large amount of students that are registering that there would be a need for any of those hubbed schools to have it separately. So our numbers are looking pretty good. Example daily schedule, breakfast and lunch, of course, are served daily for the students. There will be transportation. We are looking at about anywhere between 105 and 110 minutes of English language arts or reading there. Math, 60 to 70 minutes. Of course, we're going to include our STEM activities for all students. Those run anywhere between 40 and 60 minutes. And then, of course, lunch is 30 minutes and a recess of 25. Recess and kind of bathroom break, just kind of a rest in there. So that's just an example schedule. Obviously, schools will monitor those and change those based on how many students they have, how many classes, but that kind of gives you example schedule. Again, we're going to be using the current curriculum that we have. We will be using Hegarty with kindergarten through 2nd. That would be our phonological awareness. We will use what they call pass drills to determine the instruction, the specific instruction that the students need. We will continue to use our Wilson kindergarten through 5th, which is the foundational reading. We will use our Eureka Math K5. And then the ELA block will include vocabulary comprehension and writing activities, and of course we want to put small group instruction in there as well, and that gives them an opportunity, teachers, to work with small groups of students that have similar needs. And then of course the enrichment and STEM units as well. Same basic enrollment and attendance criteria that we had last year. Students have been strongly recommended if they have not met in the winter testing that we just finished, if their RIT score is not where it should have been in the fall, which means they are significantly behind, then those students have been strongly recommended, or if they've missed 13 days or more thus far in the school year, because that would be that they would be considered chronically absent. Parents were notified by letter, and principals and staff members, teachers have followed up, really encouraging those students that need to be there. You know, please send them. We had great response last year. Kids loved it, teachers loved it, and it was just a good, happy time. We don't want them to be drudgery, so that's why we kind of, put a fun spin on it. And then, of course, other students will be allowed to attend per parent request. This is a quick breakdown of numbers. Again, Amboy Boone Park combined looks like about 183. And then there is one error up there because I put Lakewood combined with Lakewood and Indian Hills, so that should have been Crestwood and Indian Hills. Do apologize for that. So we're looking at around 876 students projected that we will serve on those 6 campuses. Of course, we're going to be looking at data. They'll have a Camp Learn a Lot data tracker that will start with their end of the year data, and then we will look at where they are at the end of summer school to see if, hopefully we've grown, but if not, at least we have not had that learning summer slide that sometimes our students show. They will be using Lexia, which is the differentiated platform reading platform, and then again we will administer the NWEA at the end of the camp. And of course, there'll be daily, weekly, teachers will be planning, and there will be also planning for small group instruction. So just like last year, kind of breaking it down, with 6 sites, we're going to need 6 administrators, approximately 65 certified teachers. That could be adjusted, again, based on our numbers. We are also going to provide dyslexia services, ELL, and SPED services. Of course, we would like to have our campus supervisors, every school, the 6 school secretaries, 2 nurses that are going to handle summer school like last year, approximately 8 bus drivers, 22 paras, and then we have some supplies that they will need per campus, and then also some supplies and enrichment for STEM activities, those things that balloons, pipe cleaners, those kinds of things. So looking at an all-in, and I think it'll be come in less than that, but about $478,000. So any questions about elementary?
Are we saving because we're combining?
A little bit. Mm-hmm.
We are
Yes.
saving a little bit?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Ms. Person West?
When you were speaking to any child can basically come with the parent's consent.
Mm-hmm.
Say, for example, if I want to just provide, my child didn't fail anything, but I just want to kind of go over some more some more stuff as far as curriculum. Can I still send that child anyway?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Do they have, can they advance through summer school? I know things have changed since I've been in school, but like, for example, in summer school, I took like my English classes, so I know it's probably a little different from elementary, but I was able to kind of move further or quicker.
Yes, this program pretty much is designed for more of the struggling student. Yes.
Okay, that's all I have.
But the enrichment is, that's a great thing for all kids. So.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ms. Wonka?
How we paying for it?
Esther? Esther?
Yes.
I have 3 questions.
Yes, ma'am.
First question is, how was our enrollment from summer school last year, in that we had the pandemic? What was was there an
So,
increase?
if I remember offhand, we had right at 1,000, I think.
That's right.
1,100 maybe.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
all right. Second question. I would like to know, I'm kind of struggling with this, and you can help me, people with young children. Out of the 18 days that you are given for the summer for the elementary school, you said on the second day, they can be dropped. And I thought maybe a little bit more consideration, you know, elementary kids, 18 days, and you say on the second day, and they can come up with the pneumonia, the flu. Not that I'm asking you to give some more days, but seem like is something could this 2 days? And I'm looking at elementary kids with snotty nose, stuff of that nature.
So we don't drop them after 2 days.
With the drop policy, you had it in your report. Elementary?
No, let me see. Where's the clicker? Oh, here, I got it. Let me go back and see. If that was not,
Maybe that was
not
you know
the
how you give an
intention.
attendance for everybody?
The attendance, okay, let's look. No, so students are strongly recommended, have been recommended if they didn't meet the fall writ by the winter, or if they've missed 13 days up to now or more, they're going to be recommended. But no, we're not going to drop students from the program if they're not there.
He was in secondary school. If they miss up to 2 days is allowable after that. So that's what she's asking.
Gotcha, that's
Okay.
my partner.
Now, I'm not worried about the high school. Maybe when I was reading this report, I confused it with
Right.
elementary. And they had a struggle, but I know high school, they'll take advantage of that, so we can move on.
Okay.
Okay?
And I think you had one more.
The next thing I wanted to ask you, your curriculum is fine, but something is missing. High school and middle schools, they got an enrichment program. For an example, if we got this summer school here, could these kids be going to the museum or history or something? Some of them never been out of Little Rock. If they could go to somewhere. But all of this, I see where you say exercise and recess. But if the high schools, if they got enrichment programs, I strongly feel that these are elementary kids, they need to get on a bus and go somewhere, Ms. Smith. And if you could come back after you get with your administrative team, I think there is a need, because some of them have never been across the river, believe it or not, Dr. Paluski.
It's true.
Absolutely, yes, and 100% agree. Now, I will say that I have been signing a lot of field trip permission forms. So we are back to the schools taking field trips. They're going to the zoo, they're going to Mosaic Templars, they're going to the Ron Coleman digging it for diamonds kind of thing. So it is coming back. We can certainly look at taking a field trip maybe toward the end of summer school.
Okay.
We can
Well,
sure look at
include
that.
because I just feel that little elementary school kids, they need some, they need something. All right, thank you. That's all.
Absolutely.
I just had 3 questions.
Everything looked really good, but I was just curious, when you do something first thing in the morning at breakfast with the social emotional learning, what does that look like?
So a lot of times they'll have a class meeting, and they'll just kind of come together, and it builds their collaboration in the classroom. Just talk about, what's going on, celebrations. It's not a specific curriculum that we use, but it's just a time for the teachers to not just hit the ground running, and just that time to build those relationships with those students.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Smith.
Short and sweet.
Good evening, Madam President, board members, Dr. Paluski. So we are charging ahead with summer learning. We feel like last year was very successful, so we're actually going to replicate that again. So as you'll see, let me make sure I can operate this with the slides. All right. So summer learning this year is 16 days versus 19 last year. 5 to 6 hours per day, and that depends on the site. We have 5 locations. Also, we're offering virtual and on-site options. Of course, we are going to have mandatory and general enrollment criteria, and we'll get into that. And then breakfast and lunch will be served, and of course, transportation will be provided. So as you see, here are our dates. So basically, summer learning will be June 6th to June 30th. Now, the difference is the middle school 7th and 8th grade campus, and that's because they have a PD opportunity that they will take place, they will be participating in, excuse me. But you'll take a look. Also, the North Little Rock Academy, what we've decided is that those students will be able to attend the middle school's summer learning program. And we think that's great because those students actually get a chance to see what it looks like to be in that middle school, right? Instead of staying there at the academy. So just basically motivating them to leave the academy and of course return back to the middle level. So that's what we're doing this year as a change. Enrollment options, of course, as I stated, we will have virtual and on-site options, and that's going to vary by school. And then we're going to have general enrollment criteria, and our mandatory enrollment criteria is going to be based upon our policy, and that, that's simply if you failed any of the core courses, you are required to come to summer learning. So attendance policy, we do have this policy in place. We had it in place last year. It worked really well. But we also utilize principal discretion, which means, yes, if a student is sick and they need to miss more days, of course, that principal will certainly work with the families. Projected enrollment, last year we had about 900 projected when we presented to you all. Now, we just opened up registration this week. So this number was based on preliminary numbers, numbers that the principals felt certain they can get to come. But we know that's going to change like it did last year because we had an influx of students the first day of summer learning. Some highlights by school. 6th grade campus. As you see here, secondary focuses on course recovery and credit recovery. So, of course, 6th grade campus, we have course recovery. Also, they're looking at accelerated options. Now, this is not a get ahead. This is just simply enrichment, meaning if you're already strong in reading, you can come and get that extra support to boost you even further so that you're ready for the next year. Also, we're going to have academic interventions in the content areas. And as you see, enrichment opportunities, and that's going to be common throughout all of secondary schools. 7th and 8th grade campus pretty much looks just like 6th grade campus with course recovery, of course reading support, accelerated studies, and then of course you see the enrichment opportunities. Center of Excellence. So last year, we offered PE and health credit for rising 9th graders. We're going to do that again this year. Also test prep and then accelerated studies as well. And of course the high school credit recovery, advanced placement support, and of course with those advanced placement courses, sometimes there's summer work. And so Dr. St. Louis and her team will offer that support to those students to complete those activities, and of course test prep as well. And the academy, they will solely focus on credit recovery for high school students. So you'll see here I have 2 budgets. I did that because the hours slightly vary depending on the campus. So I did 2 lineups for you all, middle school and high school. It's slightly less than last year. And as you see, we're not going to have secretaries hired potentially because for secondary, they have 12-month secretaries. So they will be there. So that's why you don't see that. I know there were some questions there. However, through this enrollment period, if we see that there's a need, we will certainly go back and hire what we need. And as far as resources, all schools will utilize what they already have. And that's it for secondary. Any questions?
I just had one. For the virtual, are we using Pearson or our teachers?
No, so it will be our teachers.
Okay.
It's school-based, so it will be Google Classroom with Edgenuity also.
Okay. Mr. Steele, any questions?
Yes, I do have a couple on this one. Dr. White, you said students can come to just enhance their skills and their learning. Will they get credits for that?
So they will not get original credit. So, but let's say that it's an area that they need support in, they absolutely can get that support, but they will not be able to earn credit.
It seems to be getting more and more popular.
It is.
Young people graduating as juniors.
Absolutely.
A lot of that is going on, Superintendent, in Little Rock, especially Central High School. those who already have college scholarships and want to attend
Yes.
college at a younger age.
Absolutely.
What's the path for us at that? And this will not be advantageous to those individuals, am I correct?
So no, and I talked to Dr. Plisky about this. We've been talking about this since last year. We're just not set up right now for original credit during summer learning, because what we want to make sure is over those 16 days, if we offered original credit, that we're actually covering the standards, and that students are actually walking out demonstrating mastery, and not that we're just handing them a credit. But what we are looking at is other avenues for them to gain original credit. Now, throughout the year, they absolutely have that particular option, and that's why we have early graduates. And that's also in our policy, if you'll take a look at that. So we've already got that avenue throughout the year. However, it's just that for this summer with 16 days and only having about 6 hours per day, we didn't think that we could fit everything in and truly say that student earned a credit.
Yeah, now, most of these students are very high-performing students with already scholarship money in hand. They
Totally
just,
understand.
instead of staying a whole nother year, they're ready to go.
Yes, and like I said, we have that throughout the year. So students certainly.
So they can't get it.
Absolutely, yes, throughout the year. It's just this summer, they can't. They cannot earn original credit.
Thank you.
But if I may may I just say something to that? But you're exactly right, Mr. Steele, and I think this is another good segue into our reorganization. So one of the things the Executive Director of Curriculum Innovation and Design, we want to be able to offer more courses to more students. You know, if I want to study, and I know I'll just make up a foreign language, Arabic, and I have an interest in that, but, you know, it costs a lot to offer Arabic, we could do that virtually. And that's what we want to be able to do, is expand those opportunities. We want to expand more college courses. Right now we only offer about 3 or 4 college courses at Pulaski Tech. We want to do more of that. So in time, what we envision is that a child could leave us as a graduate and also have an associate's degree as well when they graduate, a middle college. So I think you're right in line with exactly where we need to move as an organization, a school system.
Good. Thank you.
Ms. Temple, do you have any questions?
I don't really have any. I was just wondering what kind of outdoor activities were you looking at?
So physical education, sports. I mean, it's just a variety: kickball, badminton, golf. So just any physical education sports, they're going to offer that for students.
Okay, great, thank you.
Ms. Williams?
Yes. This question is directed to Dr. Paluski, really, but he can solve it before summer school. And that in our March meeting, I had some very strong concerns about poverty kids with Title I having to pay for Chromebooks, and that's not supposed to happen. But I'm asking Dr. Paluski and his administrative staff, we need a set policy to see what direction we need to go in that, because we're talking about virtual again, and if they break it, what happens? And if there's a policy, because the problem I had, why some schools would let the students have the Chromebooks, and then the poor schools, they wasn't giving them nothing. So if you're gonna do virtual, I would like to see a policy of how we're going to handle the Chromebooks. But I do know Title I does not allow you to charge any poverty student for a Chromebook. And it has happened, and I would like to see it dissolved. But I was talking to the superintendent, I'm just doing some eye contact, okay? And I'm sure that he will address this issue before the summer.
We have. In fact, we just tackled that at our executive team meeting to dig into that. That was a follow-up from our last board meeting, but you're absolutely right. We're not going to deny any child access to technology. We're going to make sure of that. So I will come back.
Okay, thank you. That's all I had to say on that. Make sure kids get Chromebooks.
What about dyslexia intervention? Lori, for you as well. I know that's categorized under Leanne, but what about summer school? I mean, is this going to be not Leanne's department?
Well, I can answer, because we're providing special ed teachers and dyslexia interventionists. So we have, when I give you my report, it's about our ESY, but yes, they're still under my department, and we're still providing those supports in regular summer school, and then we have our own extended school year services.
Okay.
And that is captured in a budget. In the middle school and high school budgets, you'll see ESL teachers, you will see dyslexia interventionists, so that is in there.
Okay. And again, it's going to be under what budget? What bucket?
ESSER.
There you go. Make sure it's loud. Everyone needs to hear.
Ms. Person West?
Great report, and I do like the fact that we're gonna try to integrate the academy students as far as going to back into the regular schools. I mean, this could be give them a chance moment, and just not leave them out in forgotten land. So I do like that part about it.
Thank you.
But other than that, good report.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. White.
Okay.
Round us
Dr.
out,
Ray.
Ms. Alexander.
I'll wind it up, and I've already been told by Miss Dorothy to paraphrase and get through it quick, so I'm going to. Your question, Ms. Wonkum, led right in to what we're going to talk about, because I was going to start by saying we're still providing support to regular summer school. Extended school year services is required by IDEA, so students have to qualify. And so those students are coming to a program that we've had for over 30 years, and it is paid for out of the special education budget. And it's funded through ADE, so we claim all those students and they fund this program totally. So the teachers that we're providing for the regular summer school, that's being paid for out of ESSER, like dyslexia, and those are more of our resource type students. And the students that will be in this program I'm talking about are our severely cognitively delayed, self-contained type students.
Gotcha. What's
Okay.
our reimbursement from the state when you say they're going to pay for it?
They give us a certain dollar amount per student. It always covers the entire summer program. I've never had a summer where we've had to dip into any other parts of the budget.
Okay.
But I can't quote you that amount, but I can put it in my board report next week for you.
Okay, very good.
Okay, so I'm going to go really fast because this is exactly the same thing I presented to you last year. Students have to qualify. They go through a regression process. So we look at students' IEP goals, and then we take like Christmas break or spring break, and we see if they regress, meaning if they can't retain their goals over time, and that's how they qualify for extended school year services. They need that additional support through the summer to maintain their progress towards their IEP goals. I'm going to skip my definition because we've kind of already talked about that. I'm going fast for Ms. Dot. It is at North Little Rock High School. It's always in Tower D. They have been gracious. That's all of our elementary through high school. It is the same dates as elementary, except we're starting June 6th because we don't have the PD on June 6th. So we're going June 6th through July 7th. It's Monday through Thursday, and it's 8:30 to 11:30, 8 to 11:30 for students, but staff comes at 7:30 to meet the buses and get the kids back on the buses. This is the budget. We have a lead teacher, 4 special ed teachers. Our paraprofessional count may have to go up depending on the number of students that have, sorry, my mouth is so dry, 1-to-1 paraprofessionals, so that may go up just a little bit. We have 2 speech paths, 2 OTs and PTs, a nurse, 2 buses, and supplies. So it's about $47,000. And that is all of my quick presentation. Did I do good, Ms. Dot? Got through fast. Do y'all have any questions for me?
Ms. Person West, any questions?
I have no questions, and I kept up.
Ms. Wonkum?
I'm good. She answered mine.
Ms. Williams?
Since she's there with that report, could she go ahead and do the other one? That's all. Very good, ladies, very good.
Good report. Thank you.
Ms. Steele? Great, thank you.
Thank you, ladies.
Good job.
Thank you. All righty, we're down to action items, new business, employment of personnel.
Madam President, members of our Board of Education, the superintendent recommends the employment of personnel as discussed in executive closed session.
Madam Chair, I so move that we accept the recommendation of personnel from our superintendent.
Second.
It has been moved and properly seconded that we accept the employment of personnel as presented. It being employment, we cannot have any further discussion, so all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. We're down to disposition of minutes of prior meetings.
Madam President,
Yes.
I so move that we accept the disposition of minutes from March 17th, April 7th. That's it.
Second.
It has been moved and properly second that we accept the disposition of minutes of prior meetings. Any discussion? There being none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It has been adopted. 10.3, Memorandum of Understanding, Arch Forward Education Service Cooperative.
Welcome back, Ms. Alexander.
I'm back. This is again something I present every year. It's our memorandum of understanding with Arch Forward for our 50-day treatment spots with students at Horizons Day Treatment. They have gone up just a tiny bit on our tuition, which I'm a little sad about. And so it's a larger amount. Half of those students are special education and half of those students are regular education. And right now we have 51 students there, and they haven't charged us for our extra student because they came in after the second semester, so they gave us one for free. It is my hope, I keep talking about this, but it's really going to become a reality. I've talked with Dr. Paluski. At some point, we really do want to take over our own day treatment program and use that money to run our own program. It's just been a little bit more than I could bite off this year, but we are researching it and working towards that. So I'm hoping at some point we'll be using that money to run our own program and hire our own teachers. But right now, we are still at the mercy of using an outside vendor. So I need a motion tonight to approve our memorandum of understanding with Horizons, or with Arch Forward, it's called Horizons.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I so move that we accept the special education statement of intent and assurance.
That's the next one.
We're
One before
memorandum
that.
of understanding. Memorandum of understanding.
A memorandum of understanding?
The Arch Forward.
Oh, by the day treatment
Yes.
for the 2022-23 school year.
Yes.
Yes.
Second.
It has been moved and properly second that we accept the memorandum of understanding for Arch Forward Education Service Cooperative presented by Ms. Leanne. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank
It has been adopted. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, and this one is mine again. This we do every year too, so I'm going to paraphrase it for you, but this is saying that we will spend all of the money that's allocated to us through our special education budget on special education and related services, and the board has to approve that every year so that I can submit it with our budget to June 1st to the State Department of Education.
Madam President, I move that we accept the special education statement of intent and assurance.
Second.
It has been moved and properly second that we accept the special education statement of intent and assurances. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It has been adopted. Thank you, Ms.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Alexander.
Thank you, Ms. Alexander.
10.5, School Safety Technology, Mr. Finks.
So the superintendent recommends the adoption of the Raptor school safety technology and Open Gate school safety technology. And certainly if there's any questions, Chief Finks is here to answer.
Okay.
I just have two quick questions. One, it being approved, will this begin next school year?
Yes.
We will have it in place at the beginning of the next school year, but we hope to have it in the district to start training prior to the end of this school year.
Because that was my second question, is when would the training begin?
Yes, ma'am. Because we want to make sure that everybody's properly trained before we roll it out, so.
Ms. Temple, any questions?
I have no questions.
Mr. Williams?
Chief Finks, I would like to know, what will your process started to change our supervisors to security officers?
When is it started?
I said, no, when the process, has it started, will it start, before the school year or what? I know it's a process, but I was just asking if you had a timeline or anything.
Well, I've met with Dr. Paluski on that, and we're still in discussions on the timeline as far as transitioning. There's a thorough plan to be put in place, and we're still working on the timeline to implement everything that needs to be implemented.
Okay.
So I'll bring a short answer to that. We have met in numerous discussions about kind of Chief has been doing his 100-day transition plan. So we're going to be bringing probably some phases to how we go about reorganizing our safety and security. So we plan to bring some of those probably next month with a longer-term vision phased in.
Okay. I just know the campus supervisors were so excited to think that they were going to be security officers, you know. So that's why I asked. But thank you.
And we have already begun some of the training, and I'm working with Dr. Beluski as far as bringing additional training, new training that they have not received before, so that we can, it's a smooth transition. We don't, into the, from one phase into the other.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms.
I'm all
Waltham?
set.
Person West?
I'm good.
Awesome. I'll entertain a motion.
Madam President,
Yes.
I so move that we accept Chief Fink's Rapture School Safety Technology purchase.
It has been moved and properly second that we approve and accept the school safety technology Rapture in Open Gate.
No, that's the second one, sis.
Are you going to take them?
We're just doing
This
the
is
first
just
one.
Raptor.
Okay.
I got you. Gonna do
No,
'em-
let's not
gonna
talk about
bundle
the Raptor.
I just thought it was all of it.
Okay.
We're gonna do 'em one at a
Kinda
time.
scared me
Let's
there.
go on back. It has been moved and properly second that we accept the Rapture School Safety Technology.
Raptor.
What did I say?
Rapture.
Rapture.
We're
We
not
ain't
going to
trying to
change
go
this
there.
yet.
Yeah, we don't want to go there. Raptor.
It's all good.
Any further
Call for
discussion?
the question.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It has been adopted.
I'd like to get home.
Open
with my
gate.
daughter.
Madam President, I move that we accept the Open Gate School Safety Technology as presented.
Second.
It has been properly moved and second that we accept the Open Gate School Safety Technology. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It has been adopted. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Figs.
Thank you.
All right, 10.6, touch Chromebook purchase for all K students and Chromebooks for North Little Rock High School and Center of Excellence.
So this was, presented at our last Board of Education meeting. So folks from technology, if there's any questions.
I'm ready to make a motion. Okay.
You guys
I
not
mo-
like talking to us?
Yeah, I move that we accept the Touch Chromebook purchase for all K students and Chromebooks for the North Little Rock High School and Center of Excellence as presented.
Second.
I am glad I'm not the only one tied-tongued tonight. It has been moved and properly second that we accept the Touch Chromebook purchase for all K students and Chromebooks for North Little Rock High School and Center of Excellence. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Question.
Uh-oh.
I forgot. Did you all know where the money went when people had to pay for Chromebooks?
That was part of, I believe, Mr. Paluski meeting with the executive team.
Well, he wasn't here at that time because we've been doing it for several years. I just thought Ms. Hampton would know.
The ones that paid, it went back to the purchase order. It went back to the budget that it was originally purchased from. So it went back to where
It wasn't like going back to your department.
No, ma'am.
Okay,
No, ma'am.
that's what I
It went
wanted.
back into the budget it came out of.
All right, thank you.
All righty.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Don.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
10.7, 2022-23 proposed leadership and curriculum training.
So as proposed by Dr. Hooper, Superintendent recommends the proposed leadership and curriculum training as presented at our last board workshop. And
Madam
Dr.
Chair?
Hooper's here. if you have
Yes.
questions.
I so move that we accept the proposed leadership and curriculum training as presented by Dr. Hooper that she presented in our workshop last week.
Second.
It has been moved and properly second that we accept the 2022-2023 proposed leadership and curriculum training. Any discussion? I do have a question. Is the training during contract time when they're already here?
Yes, ma'am. It will be, and we're trying to actually get some documents out to the principals along with the instructional coaches and MCLs prior to them leaving for the summertime, so they can have a glance and provide feedback.
Gotcha. Any other questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no. It has been adopted. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Hooper.
10.8, 2022 summer projects. Mr. Hatch.
Welcome.
Hello, come on down.
We like saving you for almost last.
Two
I beat the consent agenda this time.
two quick projects.
What was the piece, Dr. Paluska, that you sent us that we did not have initially in the first pack that you wanted us to look at?
That was be the Indian Hills roofing project.
I'll give you some clarification on that. The Indian Hills presentation was from the Garland Company, and what they do is they make an assessment of a roof, and that's just the first step. The second step is going to happen this Saturday. I sent a email to Indian Hills principal, Dr. Coleman, that there's going to be an infrared survey done of that roof, and what that does is determine if there's any water in between the membrane of the roof and the metal roof decking under it. If there is, then that determines exactly what they need to do to make repairs to that roof, because they'll have to get the water out of it. And that infrared survey will actually be taking place right after sunset Saturday afternoon. So, and then once that's done, they will get 3 bids to get a proposal to replace that roof. And what we're looking at now, because there's only one layer of roof there, the cheaper option is just an overlay. In the school district realm, we are allowed to do one overlay. So it's cheaper to do it that way instead of tear off and replace. So that's what happened with the Indian Hills. I'm sorry if there was some confusion there, but I know I was probably a part of that, and I apologize.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Are there any questions?
Any questions on the 2 proposals before you? I know that I've been approached by our neighbor in the tattoo parlor once again, and he's chomping at the bit for a fence to go up at that property line.
Spoke with him today.
Was that the dive shop?
It used to be the dive shop. Now it's a tattoo parlor.
Yeah. I drove through there the other day, I actually noticed that, yeah. Okay.
Ms. Person West, any questions?
I don't.
Ms. Wonken?
I think I'm okay, but that brings another question, not for you, Hatch. Dr. P, what does that mean for, like, if individuals work at a facility or business that's surrounding us and Chief Finks, bless his heart, and they carry felons or things that should not be near children. How does that work? How do we even find that out? I mean, I know that's a whole nother basket of vipers. I apologize, just where my thoughts went with that. I apologize. Sorry.
No, we can certainly look into that, but you would be correct. There would be in certain provisions where you cannot be so many, I'm going to say feet, I'm making that up, but so many miles, whatever, from a school.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think where our schools are located in businesses.
Yeah, and not saying there's any employees there. I'm going to get myself an email, but just where my immediate thought went right there. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm fine.
I have none. You answered my question.
Yeah.
No, I have no questions.
I'll entertain a motion.
Madam Chair, I move that we accept the North Little Rock High School parking lot fence and gate repair, as well as the HVAC replacement GBC Media Center, as presented at the workshop by Mr. Hatch.
Second.
It has been moved and properly seconded that we accept the 2022 summer projects, which includes North Little Rock High School parking lot fence and gate repair and HVAC replacement GVE Media Center. And that was it?
Yep.
HJB.
Yep, that was it. Those 2. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No. It has been approved. Go to work.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Mr. Hatch.
Consent agenda.
Madam President, members of our Board of Education, the superintendent recommends the following consent agenda items: 10.9A, bank reconciliation; 10.9B, monthly financial reports; 10.9C, business office items; 10.9D, payment of regular bills; and 10.9E, facility use request.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I so move that we accept the consent agenda that is 10.9, bank monthly business payment and facility use.
Second.
It has been moved and properly second that we accept the consent agenda as presented. Any discussion?
No, ma'am.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It has been adopted. Future meeting and events. We have a board workshop Thursday, May 5th, regular meeting Thursday, May 19th. I will entertain a motion to, before that,
Before you close,
just,
please,
okay,
I wanna know when the graduation is, and
okay,
I wanna know when the prom is.
okay. Go ahead.
May 17th would be graduation. It's on a Tuesday.
Which one?
May 17th, which is on a Tuesday. And I'll have to get back. I don't know the actual date of prom, but I want to say this. I want to say the
first Saturday.
7th of
Yes, May 7th.
May 7th. Thank you,
It's
Ms.
prom.
Malcolm.
May 7th is,
It's a Saturday, that's prom.
I thought it was, May 17th is a graduation.
Yes.
Correct, that's Tuesday,
Okay, and when is the prom?
7th,
That's May 7th, that's next week.
yes.
You got your dress ready?
Always.
And just for the record, so that the public will know, tomorrow, the information for how to apply to fill
Zone 6.
Zone 6
Yes.
Yes.
will be publicized, so you'll have that information tomorrow.
Yes.
Tell
And
them which 3 channels you told me. Zoom, all those, tell them what it's gonna be on.
How do they have access?
How they have access to it. Where's it
Access.
gonna be?
The information.
The information.
oh, the
can be
information. It'll go out
found.
in a public media release, and it'll also be on our website as well.
Thank you.
The last thing, Dr. S., I did want to we did let the public know, it'll go out tomorrow, that unfortunately our literacy Leads to Champions is going to be postponed due to the weather forecast.
And then you'll get back to us sometime in the future regarding a board retreat.
On a specific date, yes, we're thinking sometime in June. I'll be happy to, and then we'll announce that as well.
Very good.
Yes, ma'am.
I will entertain a motion to go home.
Madam President?
Yes.
I so move we adjourn.
Second.
Third, fourth, fifth, 6, 7, 8,